finals.
Absolutely. We got Cringe Society on one side, Renegades on the other. Renegades, a name beloved in the OCE region in Rocket League. Originally had a North American team, but have been over here for many seasons now. Some of the best in the business, and what a shot from Deca to get Cringe Society started off here in the scoring.
Well, it looked like the defense was a little flat-footed here, and he just put some power behind this. Goes up high right over CJ. CJ under the crossbar. And all it took was 14 seconds in game one for Cringe Society to strike first.
Winner of this playing ground zero in the grand finals. So much money, pride, and points on the line here. He's going for Jules with a shot. Back post is just wide. Dripe's up for it over the top of Kami. Can he get back down to it? No one's there. He will not have the boost to recover, and the counterattack comes through from Renegades Kami. Up in front of the shot, and it's good. Fever finds the goal off the backboard.
Oh, I'll take this. All series long, just pure offense. Great dump off from Kami downfield. And Fever putting it far post, and just a demo on the goal line for good measure.
4:27 on the clock here in game number one, and already both teams in the scoring as Jules takes to the sky. CJ's already pre-jumped him. It's back down in the midfield. Fever and Kami up on top of each other to the backboard. Deca to the outside. It'll be Dripe with the clear. And he's connected with Jules. CJ will cover him up, sends it back into the blue. And Dripe will punt it back to the orange. Back and forth, these teams just clearing to the back third of each other and sending it a long ways through the sky. Here's Deca with a response. This one goes to the midfield for Kami. He takes a shot towards the goal, bumps Jules. Ball is so dangerous in front, but CJ will not recover in time. He tries to keep the ball trapped in the blue and will do so after right before being demolished. Kami holding on to the ball, looking to connect with Fever. The infield pass, well placed. 2-1 Renegades.
And again, they connect with the infield passing plays, but this time doesn't come out of the corner. It comes off the side wall, and nobody home at the top of the box. And you see Deca there, an unfortunate backflip on the goal line, and the ball sails right in front of his face, and Renegades take the lead.
Renegades, after getting scored on first, have bounced back. Jules to the outside. Deca to chase this one down. Loses the challenge against CJ, and he'll chase it into the corner. He's got no boost, though, and Dripe will easily take the ball from him. Deca getting a demolition in the midfield. Jules needs to win this challenge, but no. Fever shuts him down, and now CJ trying in the midfield. That challenge going Cringe Society's way. Here's Deca now. On the wall with 30 boost. Dumps to Jules. Across the field. Dripe wanted to move up, but had to rotate back. Take it up the wall, respecting Renegade's position in their own back third. Jules will break Kami off the ball. CJ in the corner. Doesn't win the challenge. Jules up against Fever. It'll go to the backboard. Both teams doing a good job winning the first challenge, sometimes the second challenge, but the third one always falling apart, going back to midfield for both sides.
Yeah, and right now, Renegade's doing a great job of midfield control. And as I say that, double demo on midfield, and Fever can't quite catch up. Dripe puts a lot of speed behind this one.
Oh man, watch Fever. Comes off the wall, realizes he needs to flip, and the funny thing is he did a good job. He got in front of the ball. If he's angled, if his car is just rotated slightly differently, it doesn't go in, it goes out. So what a crazy situation there for Fever. As the game gets tied, here's Dripe now across the field. Jules is on the backboard. Jules collapses on it so quickly, and the lead goes right back to Cringe Society.
Well, the last play from Cringe Society, Dripe was picture perfect. This one a little too high. Defense not expecting it. And there is the follow-up on the play. Back and forth wave. This is nothing but pure excitement.
Yeah, either the mega read or the big disrespect, but on the follow-up side, Dripe will get in the way. Close one on the kickoff. But Jules was in the air so quickly for that ball, despite the two defenders rotating into goal. Deca will into the sky. Renegades put it underneath him. Now Kami off the ceiling. Full boost, flip reset, uses it to the corner. Dripe will block him. CJ's now into the challenge, but Jules takes it to the side. Dripe gonna rotate back around Deca. This Fever will win a challenge now. Look for the bump. He'll get a little bit of piece of Dripe, but Dripe still manages to ground himself on the wall. Get it away from his box. Now Fever into Kami. Taking the shot. Jules will take the block.
Yeah, that's a great challenge there at the top of the box, because they definitely got caught on that for the first goal that Fever put in, but not going to allow it the second time, starting to spread their defense out. And here comes Drippe. Jules did get the demo in that corner, so he's going to have a little time, a little bit of space, but can't get it inside of Fever. And right now, Renegades struggling to get out of their own half, but still plenty of boosts in the tanks for most members. Dangerous clear, and Drippe going to clean that up.
Yeah, they catch them. How is this backfield so open here? Cammy takes 2 touches to the outside, and then CJ, I think expecting Cammy to win that second challenge, is moving into the corner to play shadow defense. The ball pitches across him. Very difficult situation for CJ there, and a nice collapse from Cringe Society now with a 2-goal lead, Zumi.
Yeah, but if I've learned anything just from watching 3.5 minutes of this game is 2 goals is nothing for either of these teams.
We have gone back and forth, and what a shot! Blanford's brilliant, and Fever makes it a 1-goal game.
What a way to get your hattie. He puts it into the corner, feeds himself for the double, and look at that angle. No way Drippe's gonna save that.
Well, that one in your top 10 of the weekend. Fever on fire here in game number 1. 1:23 on the clock and only trailing by 1. Renegade's gonna feel just fine. Jules to the edge. Cammy catches it. Flips after it, but Deca just sitting in the midfield wall. He's happy just to watch Cammy bring him the ball. And cleared away. Deca over 1, Jules to the back wall. Deca tried to fall on it. Doesn't have enough boost to reach it. Now Drippe. 1 touch off the wall, a bump on CJ, will try to take control, but Cammy comes from behind, gets the demolition onto him, and then the clear downfield. What a touch from Jules off the backboard. The entire length of the field, the ball will go. Now the other corner, Jules gonna move on this one. He's got Cammy and Fever both in front of him. He gets demolished by Cammy and Fever. Not able to touch this one. Cammy's just got to play some positional control, keep the ball away from everybody on Cringe Society. But with 30 seconds left, the ball is in Renegade's court. They have to get this one down and score to tie the game.
Yeah, again, difficulties clearing this ball, miscommunication of who should go, and you see it again, and that one poking out towards midfield, and Deca will gladly gather that and just keep it in the orange half, and CJ can't quite get a touch on that, but it looks like their offense may get started here as we near 10 seconds to go.
Fever trying in the corner, CJ looking for the bumps. This ball is decently loose, but Fever's out of boost as well, so Deca on the wall will burn as much time as he can. Cammy jumps it in the midfield. Jules is turning on this one quickly. CJ to the backboard. Is anybody in position? Drippe takes it to the outside. Cammy's there on it. Fever's airborne, but Deca is
oh my gosh!
This one nearly goes in. And somehow CJ keeps it alive. Fever wants to chase in the corner, but no. Brilliant last-second effort here, but Cringe Society will take game 1.
Oh, it was so close, just a little too wide. CJ did have the touch, but just no angle to get that tucked inside. But what a performance there from Cringe Society, just putting on the offense and boxing Renegades in their own half. They struggled so much to get out of their own half, and it just seemed like they were so focused on getting full boost pads that they just dismissed touching the ball entirely, passed it up to go get boost, and left their teammates in such a tough spot.
There was one moment around a minute left in the game where it was Cammy and Fever in the corner. I believe it was Drippe trying to win a 2v1. Drippe immediately gets demolished, and Cammy takes control of the ball, but really kind of flubs the touch on the wall, and the ball pings laterally across the field to his other corner. One of the probably the best moments of I got a player behind me, I got a player in goal, we've just picked up some boost, let's move this down the field, and they weren't able to make that positional touch. Moments like that from Renegades, giving them fewer opportunities to score here, gonna lead game number 1 over to Cringe Society, but we'll see if Renegades can bounce back in what was a wonderfully back and forth game number 1.
You know, and I don't think it's going to take too much. I do think that these teams are going to be this close the entire series, but a very, very quiet game for CJ there as Fever did get the hat trick. Kami got the beautiful playmaker, but CJ very quiet on offense, so he's just got to find his rhythm and get going.
Deca puts inside Drippe. So this guy was bringing Fever up with him. Tried to get him to bite and go too high, but good read from Fever. Gets the ball to midfield. Now Cammy's here as well. Out of boost, looking for the midfield. Fever trying to do it all by himself. CJ's gotten the very loose goal. Deca manages to dive back and make another save. And now Jules on a counterattack. He'll win a midfield dunk. He's got a little bit of boost to work with as Fever tries to take this one on the wall, and he'll get it through him. Across the box, nearly got the dunk on CJ, but he will get a good enough clear. And Renegades will dodge an absolute blitz.
I cannot believe that save from Deca. That was incredible. And we're seeing the angles that Fever's putting behind this ball. And right now, Cringe Society absolutely need to respect him wherever he is. Expect that he's going to find the angle to put that ball on target.
Deca in the midfield, winning the challenge against Cammy. Drippy will put it to the backboard. Deca's rotating out. Just Jules there. Everybody diving for this one. Double commit from Renegades. Going to put them in their opposite corners. Jules puts it above the goal, and Drippy's going to reach for it, see if he can set up Cammy, or Deca rather, in the backfield. Here's Deca for the shot. Onto the backboard. This pass left room to be desired, but Deca still tries to put the pressure on. In place in rotation. Gonna do what he can. Drip out to the wall. Cammy now. Through the sky to the backboard. Drippe will counter it, and he drops into his box. Here's Fever, and he's able to shoot behind Deca for goal number 1.
Oh my goodness, he is absolutely on fire right now, Wave. Soaring all 4 of the Renegades goals and getting the first one here in game number 2. Took a little while compared to game 1, but finally the offense getting going for the Renegades.
So they can hold on to this lead. First game, we had goals scored for both sides in the first minute. Here it took about 2 minutes before the first goal went in. Fever onto the backboard, and Jules put it to the corner. Here's CJ looking for Cammy. Nice setup. Deca able to get out of goal before Cammy got into the sky. They'll deny goal number 2, though. CJ through 1. Jules with a counter touch out to Drippe. Do they have enough boost to chase this one? No, it'll be Cammy into the corner. Deca through 1. Fever onto this edge. Here's CJ shooting to the post. Jules with a massive pre-jump gets the save. CJ will keep this one alive at midfield, though. Renegades, pressure after pressure, and the defense from Cringe Society stopping them on the goal line over and over again, but they cannot get it through this midfield line. Even on that drive, it looked like they were going to be good, but Jules demolished, and Drippe has to hit his brakes as the ball rolls past him.
The first half has just been Renegades offense against Cringe Society's defense. Renegades have had to play 0 so far as Cringe Society sitting on a big goose egg for shots. Nobody able to find the target in this match yet, and Renegades doing a great job of keeping the offense going. And Deca, you saw him have to not only hit the brakes, but reverse a little bit and hold off on jumping because the defender was coming through looking for a bump.
Brilliant recognition from Cammy there. Hey, if I demolish Deca, this is a free goal for CJ, who's screaming up the midfield line. Deca does a good job, though. Recognizes the situation, back us off, and keeps this a 1-goal game with 1:38 left to go. Drippe now advancing up against Cammy, and Cammy will win the challenge. Renegades were struggling in the challenge department in game number 1. It's part of what kept the game so back and forth and so even. And even here in the beginning of game 2, we saw Jules with an insane drive onto offense, kind of one of the first moments we saw them on offense. But they have really neutralized things. Renegades doing an excellent job in the 1v1 departments, getting the ball to go their way. Here's Jules now to the backboard. CJ already airborne, extends it down the field, and Cam is going to reach for it, but Fever in the back will have to do work as Deca actually misses the ball. Never mind. Here come the rest of Renegades as Cringe Society is in their back third trying to regain control.
And I think what's working so well right now for the Renegades is they're almost going for like blind challenges. They're just throwing their body at any 50-50 that's possibly presenting itself, and they're finding success because right now Cringe Society definitely on their back heels just a little bit, just a little too slow to get to that ball. And you see it, 40 seconds to go here, Wave, and still they haven't gotten one good offensive surge out.
30 seconds left here. It's Cringe Society. You said still looking for that first drive. Cammy in the sky up against Deca. They'll win one challenge. Jules will try, but CJ wins the second. Deca doing an excellent job in the 1v1 department in his own half. And the pass to Drippe was solid, but Cammy will cover it up. Nice interception. Jules winning another one into the corner.
Oh, no.
Jules to set it up. Here's Drippe across them all. 12 seconds left, and we're tied up.
Disaster striking in the final waning moments of game number 2. Oh, you hate to see it. But Jules, on the other hand, loves it and feeds Drippe for the tying goal here in game 2.
12 seconds left. Overtime now beginning to glisten on the horizon. 7 seconds left. Here's Cammy. They had the lead basically the entire game. Can they get it here in the final moments? Wires one demolition. CJ's taking his time. Gets a flip past Drippe, and it'll go into the ground. Overtime in game 2.
Man, Cringe Society hanging on by a thread there and just showing you why you've got to play perfect Rocket League for 5 full minutes at this level. It doesn't matter if you play 4 minutes, 59 seconds. If you, but he doesn't get any power behind it. And Cringe Society get away with one there.
Jules makes a mistake, but is able to immediately make up for it and get the block. Deca now in the corner, going to challenge this one off of CJ, so I think it goes sort of, CJ's winning crazy challenges from behind the ball somehow. I don't know how this is working out, but it is. Deca has to go airborne, rockets up. Renegades is putting the pressure on Cammy in the corner now, with CJ getting another demolition. So physical, looks for Drippe, nearly finds him, but Drippe will get the ball to midfield, and Jules will try to reach for this one. Cammy's already got him beat though. Fever looks for the bump on Deca, and Deca manages to dodge the bump and get the clear. He's got the corner boost as well. Bumps it past CJ, who has to go for the back pass. Now Deca in the corner up against Fever. It's bounced wide, and here's Drippe in the midfield. Jules is up, and Z beats CJ. Deca will turn on this ball as Fever comes in from the side. Cammy set up in goal, will get out and get the clear. But we'll see the drive from Cringe Society. No good. We'll keep playing a minute into overtime.
They're still doing a great job of limiting the shots, and good clear there back to Cammy. You love to see that, and a dangerous one, but CJ, good positioning, and now looks like Cringe Society getting their offense working. But as I say that, Fever's going to clean things up, get a nice little pop and carry downfield, and Drippe gets the demo to just relieve the pressure, and that one a little too high.
Fever in the backfield, alone with the ball. Wanted to catch and take up the wall, but decided to actually reverse directions and give it over to CJ. And nice setup. It's past Drippe, but Deca's got a lot of space. Cammy managed to dodge the demolitions. He'll get up and make the save. Drippe through one. Fever nearly double commits, but falls back, rotates behind CJ and dodges the demolition from Drippe. CJ gets this one all the way down the field. We'll stall out for just a second as Cammy starts to put pressure on the goal. Jules with a stop. Wonderful positioning there to block it as it nearly crossed for the game winner.
Oh, lucky pinch there in the corner. That one almost squirted through. And a great center from Drippe, and Deca ends game 2 with an exclamation point.
Cringe Society coming alive on the team play. Look at the setup. Drippe gets that one and then bumps Fever too far back in net despite being well positioned because of Drippe's pressure. And Jules will score the game winner there. What a play, and what a way to do it. Deca scoring the overtime, excuse me. And it looks like we will go to a timeout, tactical timeout here, Subi, from Renegades.
I like that. You could tell just by their faces from seeing that ball go in the back of the net, just disheartened because they know they let this one fall through their fingers. Game 2 was all but theirs, and they played perfect. But all it took was 12 seconds to go in the game and a miss in that corner, and they gave it away.
Yeah, Cammy cannot get into his own head. That just slight miss, just barely. We all remember being there, playing Rocket League, just driving past the ball and being like, I thought I had that red. That same initial experience you have in the first few hours of the game can happen at any moment. It's such a difficult game to read perfectly all the time. And that small miss gave an opening. Cringe Society punish and then make them pay for it in spades, taking the win there in overtime. Cringe Society, despite trailing dramatically multiple points in this series, are now on top 2-0 looking at game 3.
Yeah, and it's good to see a few smiles over there. Not taking it too much to heart, but they definitely need to put everything they have into game 3. So much weight on this because we talked about it so much. We know how hard it is once you're down 0-3 in a best-of-7 series. It is almost impossible to pull off that reverse sweep. So if you can get this game 3, you set yourself up well. Yeah, it would have been great to get game 2, but that's in the past. Focus on game 3. Do exactly what you did in game 2 because it worked wonders.
You're so close. You had all the right puzzle pieces. Cringe Society just managed to get the wins, but yeah, just that small mistake. It's not, Cammy's not in the wrong place. Tiniest of mechanical errors there, costing them a game. And at this point, Cringe Society up by 2. If today's trend continues, that means they are winning this in 4 or 5 games. At this point, Renegades are going to be hopeful to force game 6. We have yet to play a game 6 today, Subi. So the winner, a reminder, plays in the grand finals against Ground Zero. That is quite the formidable opponent waiting for them.
Absolutely. Another well-known team here in the Oceanic region, but all eyes are on the field right now. Game 3 set to begin, and I am very curious to see what Renegades pull out of the Magic Hat.
Drippe puts the ball into Cammy and then reads Cammy's touch. Keeps Cringe Society on offense, but a win in the midfield. I believe it was CJ high in the sky. Take that one out. Fever looking for the placement. We saw Fever's insane goal in game number 1. Another solo play like that could easily inject Renegades with the adrenaline they need to keep this momentum going. Oh, and a touch from Jules towards the goal. Cammy will get it away. Jules is there. A demolition from Drippe. Onto Drippe, though. Free up the midfield. Deca gets zoned out by CJ. Ball loose in the midfield. Jules will be the one to pick it up.
Renegades, again, bringing the aggression here in game number 3, and that was apparent on that defensive demo to open things up and start this little offensive push. Now let's see what it comes out with as Jules takes Kami off the field, so that's going to leave him down a man and give Cringe Society an opportunity, but a double commit there, and I think Drippe had a better touch on that ball as Jules just turns it over.
Jules now will drive it up the mid-wall. From midfield on the wall. Drippe sends it back to midfield. Fever get this wall high as Cammy rockets up the midfield. All the boosts to reach out to CJ. Looking to protect Fever, but Fever taken off the field by Drippe. He'll respawn in the back line as CJ tries to do it all himself across the box. Nobody's there. The demolition comes back. Fever tries, but Deca builds a wall on the edge of the goal. And we'll stay scoreless here. 3:29 left to go. Oh, narrowly on the other side. Cammy gets it away.
That was a scary one, and that was a team hit. But Renegades still hold on, doing well, but you see Cringe Society repaying the favor with a defensive demo of their own, and you got to think Fever probably would have gotten the goal, but CJ can't catch up. Look at the heat that Jules puts behind this ball.
The wonderful pass from Drippe gets the bump on to Fever and then zones CJ out of it. And what is keeping Cringe Society alive in the series and what gave them the winning game 2 here, Drippe with the setup out of the corner and then the follow-up pressure on the goalie, making things so easy for the shooters on his team.
Yeah, can't get it done with a goal of your own. At least get it done with a pass or demo. Do something to help your team out. And Drippe making his mark known throughout this series, defensively, offensively, but keep your eyes on Fever. Nice dump off pass, but CJ got a little bumped off that play, but the infield pass is there. Just a little too high and not enough power to get that redirect on target.
He tried. CJ had a lot of space to work with, but limited boost and kind of a flubbed trajectory. He was trying to get back behind the ball more than he was able to actually place it. Just to get it towards the goal was doing well given where he was in the air. That gave the defense enough time to get back for it. Cringe Society holding on to a 1-goal lead for now as we cross halftime. Jules across the field. Deca's there. Drippe's airborne. Fever's going to get the ball first and take it to the corner. Cammy rotating back. He thought about making a play, and so it hesitates on the wall, but he manages to half rotate well, and then CJ's pressure nearly puts in another goal. Here's Fever off the wall, looking for the double tap. It's across the corner. Deca's going to have to position well as Cammy's struggling to gain control of this ball. Drippe that closes on him here, and Cringe Society are able to get out of a very sticky situation without anything going in.
Yeah, that is a dangerous one, too. And you see what I mean there, Wave? Their eyes just so focused on those full boost pads, and that's a dangerous ball as well. But CJ gonna just eat that up, put it towards midfield, and another dangerous pass. And Cringe Society starting to get the offense rolling, but just like that, a shot on target. Nice. But Drippe standing tall in the box.
Oh, and he gets the demolition on Drippe as well. Jules now around the corner, decently open net. If CJ can just find a way in, Fever tries, but now Deca chasing this one down. He's out of boost, and Cammy will be able to play to the corner. Jules challenging CJ. He'll slow it down and look for second touch. It goes to Cammy, and now CJ to try. Oh, backflips back to the wall as Cammy calls him off. Now CJ across. Cammy's gonna look for the backflip. Gets bumped into by Jules. That's a good situation for Renegades. The ball goes neutral in the midfield, but Jules will win the follow-up challenge, and now in front of the goal again. 1 minute remaining. Renegades, after narrowly dropping game 1 and losing game 2 in overtime, they need to win here in game 3. They got 50 seconds left to get on the board. Here's Fever. Pass across to Cammy. Blocked by Jules. What a stand. CJ with another chance. He'll pick up the boost. Drippe will block him in the air. And Fever's here on the follow-up. This shot just barely wide, and Jules will be able to chase this down. They have multiple opportunities, but either are wide or defended. The wall from Cringe Society continues to stand strong. CJ over the top of one, trying for Jules. He gets in the way. Drippe trying to Fever. They bumped by CJ, falling out of the sky and across the field to Cammy. Jules will beat him on it. 18 seconds left. Renegades not able to get it through.
Oh, the team bump gonna cause nightmares later this evening for him, but here comes Kami. Through the air, he's got boost. He's got the follow, and they go all in, but it's not gonna happen, and Drippe gonna bring it downfield, but one last second poke from CJ. They're just doing what they can, and surely that is gonna be it. Cringe Society go on to match point.
The drive from Cammy there in the final moments. Wonderful setup. He's going to pull up defenders. You know they're going to have opportunities. They should get 2 shots, but CJ and Fever dramatically, massively double commit in that moment and remove all the follow-up pressure. Oh man, a moment where they got a second chance after that at 0 seconds, but still so much better pressure you could have had. You could have gotten 4 or 5 shots out of a panicking Cringe Society defense in that moment. Renegades with the double commit that will define the series if they lose it here. Now trailing 3 games, they've got to go to Game 7, Subi.
They've got to do the reverse sweep, something that has not happened a lot in Rocket League, but I am here for it, man. I cannot wait for it to happen. I'm going to will it to happen. In Game 7, I don't care who wins. I just want to see us get there. But right now, Renegades, I mean, they're out shooting Cringe Society. They have more ball control than Cringe Society, but Cringe Society are just sitting back patiently and waiting like a viper for their moment to strike.
Oh yeah, watch these Cringe Society drives when Drippe is in the 1 position. If he's the one driving the ball into the corner, they've been so productive in those moments. Be the best looks for Cringe Society. Cammy now towards the goal. Nice block. Jules gets in the way. Here's CJ on the follow-up, looking for a double tap. The Drippe takes it over the top, and Jules will extend it to the edge of the field. Cammy's there. Now looking for CJ. Nice infield pass. Gets 2 defenders up on it. Jules is going to have to play by himself and just takes to the sky immediately. Looking to connect with Deca on the outside. Keeps on the wall. Here's Deca now. CJ gets it past him, and Drippe will be the 3rd man back. Will be the first to the ball. And keeps it on his hood, dribbling it out. Wonderful play. He's got a flip to work with. He'll block 1, and now Jules on the follow-up. Drippe looking for defenders as he has to get out, look for boost. Deca keeps the ball competitive as Jules tries just to keep the pressure on. See if he can get Drippe the ball one more time. It's to the backboard. Cammy and Fever in a rough situation. They will get a nice clear out of it, though.
Yeah, but you don't like to see that double commit there. You'd like to see one or the other call him up. And I do think Fever had the right play, but just call Cammy off there. He doesn't realize that you're coming up on the backside, and Drippe getting multiple touches on that just to try and slow things down, and it works as Jules is sitting on that back line. And Wave, I don't know if you feel the same way, but I really think that if Renegades are going to be successful and pull out a win here, that someone other than Fever is going to have to get involved offensively and get some goals.
I want to see Cammy and CJ find that accuracy that has gotten them to world championships in the past. Nice place.
There we go.
CJ, very slow touch though, and Cammy gets, oh, Jules manages to fall, and Drippe makes the save on the follow-up touch, and CJ can't get to the ball first. What a recovery from Cringe. Now the counterattack on the other side of the field. Drippe is going to try and get this one past. Oh, and Deca now trying to play defense. Jules wins a challenge. Drippe gets a bump on a CJ, but he manages to get all 4 wheels back on the ground and behind the ball. An excellent recovery. And we're scoreless as we approach halftime. The closest this game has been in the series so far, but Drippe's putting the pressure on and gets a dunk. It's in front of the box. Fever manages to get back. Cammy on the bounce field pass to CJ, and Jules will intercept. Cringe Society putting so much pressure on Renegades, but they're holding on.
Some impressive defensive stands on both sides of the field so far. And Jules, a little bit of space, but Cammy just gonna jump forward and put a shot on target, but Deca slows that down, and look at that save. He puts that placed right behind Cammy the shooter, and so nobody has a play on that ball. It slows things down, lets his teammates get back on D, and now they're transitioning on offense.
Oh, this clear goes over the top of so many players. Deca will transition into midfield, and Drippe manages to get that one back to the midfield. A favorable spot for his team. Fever's going to chase this one down onto the backboard. Drippe gets it away. He barely couldn't get the second touch. Still scoreless with 2 minutes left to go. Nobody at home in the net for Cringe Society, but Deca trying with the wave dash recovery. Nearly got a crazy block. Hammer wrapping this around. Jules off the wall gets a clear. CJ's got this ball coming straight to him, and he gets just, oh, not the strongest of touches, though. Jules now towards the back. Fever and CJ through 2. 1:37 on the clock. And Renegades have managed to keep the bleeding to a minimum. No goals here in this game. Overtime looking more and more likely as Cammy now into this guy up against Deca. Back to the midfield, and Jules will be the one to chase into the corner.
And again, Renegades out shooting Cringe Society. but still not enough infield pass,
man.
but a little too high. Got underneath that one, but CJ here to keep things alive. And as I say that, Jules gonna get a clear downfield. Here comes Deca. He has Drippe in support at midfield, but he gets turned off. And under a minute to go here, Wave. Still all tied up, and I cannot wait to get a look at these player cams and just see the focus on all 6 players' faces.
Huge challenge wins from Renegades to keep this one out of their box, but the pressure has continued to build, and 2 touches from Cammy is needed here to get control of this ball. Barely gets any momentum out of it, but he does win the challenge against Drippe, and now Jules just trying to take over. Fever collapses in on this. Deck puts it out in his corner. CJ's touch lofts, and Jules happy to fall on it. 30 seconds remaining. It's Cammy to the outside, across to CJ. Drippe sends a shot. Jules gets the bump, and Fever manages to dodge the zone and get the save to keep us scoreless. Cringe Society trying to take it in the sweep, but Renegades will not go home. 10 seconds left. Cammy with control. Sends it high. CJ looking for bumps. Deca off the wall. Fever's going to try and do it. Across the field, it'll put it into the ground at midfield. We'll go to overtime in Game 4. Cringe Society, 1 goal away from the grand finals.
Oh, Wave, my heart can't take it. Nice demo there from Cammy. Deca was coming in to put a shot on target, and they needed that one. That would have left CJ in such a tough spot, trying to race back on defense. And it looks like we're starting off right where Game 4 ended, as they're just trading blow for blow, going back and forth, and you can just see the focus and the poise on all of the players' faces. The comms are alive and well, and I'd love to see that flip reset. It's over him, and CJ gets there to tuck the ball under the defense and kiss him goodnight.
Finally, Renegades come out with a win, and it's CJ getting the scoring done. They put the pressure on the defenders, opened up a lane with the demolition, and then followed through on the backboard. Renegades find all the pieces and managed to completely shut out Cringe Society finally for a game here and give themselves hope as we'll go to Game 5.
I'm just impressed with how aggressive the Renegades have been, yet covering up midfield so well. It looks like they're almost going all in, but there's still someone playing safe enough to get back if there's a booming clear. It's tricky to play against, because how do you counter that? You can't go with a booming clear. You try and slow things down, and that 2-man is right there to pressure you, looking for a demo.
Well, Renegades do find so much pressure here, and managing, I think that the thing I was most impressed with Renegades was their ability to dodge the goal line demolitions, the goal line zones. We saw there at the final moment, Jules pressuring Fever managing to jump away from him and get the save. If he doesn't find both of those things, we're completely done here in Cringe Society's playing ground 0 in the finals. But now we're in Game 5, and Subi, this is as far as any team has gotten today so far. At this point, if the scripts are correct, Cringe Society's taking this win, but Renegades trying to force the unlikely and make it to Game 6.
Oh, man. Well, you know, I willed it to happen, and I think I'm going to curse it in the best ways possible, and this is going to be Renegades to force Game 6.
I would love to see it happen. CJ in the midfield. He's got Fever on the wall. Fever going to just believe that Drippe is going to win the challenge and go steal the boost instead. Now Fever. Half a tank to work with here. Nice pressure from Cammy, but they left the backfield completely open. Can it get back in time? No, all 3 players. Oh, geez, it was 3 players, the ball in the enemy goal, and 2 players from Cringe Society bump into each other, miss a free one.
Yeah, that's where you got to slow things down just a little bit. You don't necessarily have to go for a team passing play, but let someone get in front of you. And the flick on target. Oh, the changeup.
Oh, watch Drippe here on the side. Just traps that ball. Oh, thank you for this boost. I'll take that. And then just waits for his team to clear the way for him. They get the pressure on the goalies. Flicks up for 90. Brilliant stuff from Drippe.
That's that long body of the Dominus there. Or no, I'm sorry. I was looking at Deca or Jules there at the Dominus. I don't know what I'm thinking right now.
The tall body. The tall
body. There you go.
Drippe. Yes. Off into the outside. Putting this high Fever into Cammy. Infield passes, man. Renegades have been connecting on those, but Deca is going to look for this flick in the midfield. CJ will adjust for it, and Jules now going for midfield boost. CJ is able to follow his own touch. Get to the corner, but Jules going to block Fever in front. Keep that ball out of his box. Cammy now trying to put pressure on off the ceiling. Cammy's touches have been strong throughout the series, but I feel he really struggled with placement. Not just like in the shot department, but in the pass, putting it on the backboard and putting it in a place where his team can develop their positioning based off of his actions.
Yeah, and it's weird. I feel like all three members of Renegades have their sensitivity really high so that they can, you know, be mechanical in the air, but we've seen a couple side flips and back flips that are errant, and that's due to that high sensitivity. So maybe that's part of the reason, because I don't think it's nerves. These guys have been here so many times before, and this late in the series, you know, they're not even thinking about it.
Yeah, no, it is. I don't think it's, I agree with you. I don't think it's nerves. It might just be, Rocket League's such a difficult game to be consistent at. Cammy just not having the most consistent day here, but plenty, the time is now to tighten things up, and we've seen plenty of players improve mid-series. Here's Cammy, the ball on the outside, back in field to CJ, puts it right on his nose, and Cammy finds the accuracy he's been missing the whole series. What a play. Here's Cammy to the outside. Now Drippe to the backboard. And Deca now going to try and get it through two here, Subi.
And sorry about that, being halfway across the world. It took a little while for the game to catch up to me, but I'm back.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, it's a crazy, crazy goal. We were just talking about how Cammy had been struggling in the accuracy department. Puts a dime of a pass on CJ's nose, and he does a great job. Follow up here from Fever, blocked by Jules. Open net. CJ's got the whole place to shoot at. 1:58 left to go, and Renegades are on top.
Oh my goodness. Great shot there from Fever just to make the defender bite. And because of that, leaves the net wide open, and all Fever has to do is just wrap that ball around the corner, get it over the last defender, which is an easy task. And CJ with his second goal here in game number 5.
Cringe Society. They're up 3 games straight. And so close. They put it into overtime in game 4, but Renegades come back to life. And now, trailing by 1 goal in game 5. Cringe Society close it out. 1:38 left to go. A miss on the wall. Here's Jules up for it. The defenders are going to be low. He's going to look for the bumps instead to try and give the space to Drippe, but no. The defender manages to dodge the bump, get out and block the shooter, and they'll hold on to their 1-goal lead. Pressure starting to mount from Cringe Society, but what a clear. Drippe with a read of a lifetime to get up to that one.
Yeah, and he got that touch as well to keep it alive, and that was an all-in play there for Cringe Society, because if that goes over his head, it's wide open, free range for Renegades, and he kept it alive. Nothing came to fruition from it, but still, and didn't allow another goal.
Drippe, oh dear. There's a block, and Jules to the outside. CJ puts this one in front of his box. Lucky for him, nobody from Cringe Society is in a position to jump on that. With CJ winning 1, into the box, got 2 defenders to bite onto the first block, but the ball from Cammy's good! 45 seconds left, and they've got a 2-goal lead!
Oh, CJ, whether it was meant to be or not, faked the defense out, got 2 to bite on that. And Cammy there for the cleanup. All 3 members of the Renegade now on the board with goals.
Oh, it was dirty. CJ becoming the striker he needed. You pointed this out in game 4 that we've been seeing Fever pop off as Cammy puts another one in. You wanted to see the other players on Renegade step up, and boy, howdy have they.
Oh, they've stepped up tremendously. They're on top of a ladder right now, and they are just pouring on the goals on Cringe Society. And right now, Cringe Society just want this bleeding to stop.
At this point, Cringe Society maybe even starting to think about game 6, say, hey, this one's a wash, 30 seconds left. I mean, if they're able to get a goal right now and then a kickoff goal, it's within range. A demolition could help. Cammy with a miss. Here's Jules up for it, but he's got to have to reach for this. It's in front of the box, and the clear! The follow-up from Deca's high! Jules is going to have to go so soft. He doesn't have enough boost for this one. Falls on the defender. There's Drippe towards that goal, and it pins inches away. What is happening? Deca out of the sky. The problem is, Renegades have burned so much time off the clock with all of this crazy defense. There's no time left to take it back. What a stand. Cringe Society gonna have to look to game 6. We're gonna go there for the first time today, and how about it? CJ puts in one more for the road. Oh, crazy, crazy. Through one. Okay, so these teams currently going into game 6. Renegades up by 5. Can they hold on? We're about to find out. As we go. So, Renegades right now on top with that game. They got a nice win. They've got a nice momentum coming out of this series right now, up by 2, or they've gotten 2 games in a row for trailing the first 3 games. Forcing game 6. We haven't gotten to game 6 since all of this started, chat. We had we got 4-0, 4-0, 4-1, 4-0, and then the 4-1 in the last year. So game 6 for the first time today. I'm excited. We're going to Neo Tokyo here, and Cringe Society. So much effort went into this series for them. They've gotten so far and so close even there at the end. Renegades with a stand. I can't believe that they were able to put that stand there at the end. Cringe Society with just millimeters away from the correct touches here. As we get into game 6, let's see how it goes.
Wave, this is fantastic. Renegades waking up at the most perfect time and forcing game 6 like you talked about. And you got to think, calling that timeout, while, yeah, sure, they did lose the game right after it, allowed them to take what they were using in that timeout and transition it into game 4. And it just worked out beautifully.
Absolutely did. And they've got Renegades, the momentum has completely shifted here. They took the timeout after game 2. And then after they lose game 3 there, but they come back in 4 and 5. But here, Deca getting the first goal of game 6. They scored first in game 5. Can they hold on to it this time?
Yeah, that's the big question, because the offense hasn't been that alive for them outside of games 1 and 2. But Deca getting the go-ahead here in game number 6, but still tons of time left here for the Renegades.
It's Deca trying to get through one. Jules to the outside. CJ's there. Now, dropping it to Cammy. Playing to the edge. Drippe to the sky. Here's Jules now. Dropping it back into his box, and Drippe gets it away. CJ on the follow, completely open to Deca. Gets back in time. I can't believe it. I was certain that was a goal, and Deca comes out of the corner. What a stop.
Oh my, and that's a dangerous ball, but Fever able to beat Drippe to it, and they're going to have numbers through this corner push, but Fever can't get the touch. And this is going to be dangerous as well, but again, Cammy continues to get underneath that ball, putting a lot of elevation underneath, and no way, is that on?
Oh, it was so close. Fever does get it off to the side. Now Jules putting more pressure on. Across towards Deca, Fever to the outside, and Drippe to the sky. Chasing this ball, it'll be CJ. Out to the edge. I remember we talked about in games 2 and 3, it was Drippe leading the offense into the corner, getting the pass, the setups, and the demolition/bumps for his team. I've yet to see a moment where Drippe is the one leading that charge across the midfield line since then, and I wonder if it's part of why we've seen a change in pace here from Cringe Society.
Yeah, no, I was actually going to bring that up. I've been waiting to see what he brings, but it looks like he's constantly now the third man back, and I don't think that's good for Cringe Society. It is. Wow, what a defensive stop from Cammy there on the goal line, but you think CJ probably should have stepped in, try and cut out that passing lane.
Did a good job though. standing on the goal line. The goal line defense has been so strong this whole series. Deca gets back and demonstrates exactly what I'm talking about. Just standing strong on the goal line, looking for the reaction as Jules off the backboard. Gets this one over the front line shooter. Cammy moves in from the third man, now to the corner. Nice setup onto the backboard. Is anybody there? Here's CJ across. This trip misses the leap, and we've tied it up.
Oh, these two have just been one and another, just finding each other regardless of where they are. CJ, and Cammy in tandem tie this game up in the second half.
And right here at halftime, too. So much left to play for us. Cringe Society, again, one game away. If they win here, they're into the finals. But Renegades will not go away. 2 games in a row they have won, and now looking for the third. Drippe with a challenge going neutral. Cammy will take this ball off of his hood, and Deca to the backboard. CJ's up for it, expecting a challenge, but they're waiting for these touches from Renegades to come through. Cringe Society patient in the midfield. Now Fever to the wall. Drippe up against CJ. Goes down for Deca at midfield. They look to connect with Drippe in the midfield. Nice short pass to him. But Fever wins the challenge. Sends it back the other way.
Oh, and a good pass downfield from CJ. Renegades continue to work with this small ball in their defensive half to get the transition going. And Fever almost finding CJ on the dump down pass. And Cringe Society trying to get their offense started, but here's CJ. Couldn't find anything, but it is going to push them into this blue half. And it looks like Cringe Society a little low on boost.
Cammy with an excellent setup. Fever puts the ball basically straight at the recovering Deca. This is a drive forward, and now they'll look for bumps in net, but Fever gets the ball over the second man, and now Cammy's got a 1v1 up against Drippe, looking for the play across, and Deca will have time to close in and relieve some pressure on his third man. Now Jules over the top of one, chasing this one down in the dominance towards the goal. He sets it up for Deca, upper 90, blocked by 2 players. Drippe with space. Can he catch and carry? But Cammy gets in his way again, but Drippe manages to get back on this one, off the ceiling, takes the shot, and Fever with the save. 48 seconds left, still tied up. Deca underneath one. Jules gonna try as CJ has to carry it dangerously across his goal, but the rest of Cringe Society too far back to make the play. 40 seconds left. CJ slows things down and gives Cammy time to get upfield, Fever time to get upfield to find some bumps. He doesn't find anybody. Now Fever looking to set up Cammy. 30 seconds left on the clock. Overtime again, possibly here. We've gotten 1-1 in overtime in the series. Can Renegades stave off the upset?
Oh my goodness. Just back and forth, and I can't even get a grasp of who is going to come out on top. And Drippe was looking for the challenge in midair. And is that a fast break? Jules can't catch up. It's CJ gives him the go-ahead.
CJ had the whole net in front of him. Jules goes in for the bump on him, and somehow CJ manages to stay in control enough to counter Jules' touch, dunk the ball in. Renegades 6 seconds away from forcing game 7.
Oh, come on, baby. Although I wouldn't mind a 0-second Deca off the ceiling. Pass to himself, but denied in mid-air. And Wave Punk, you know, I hate to say I told you so, but game 7.
The comeback is real, Suvi. Renegades 3 straight after Cringe got games 1 through 3. 3 up, 3 down from these teams. We're going to game 7. Renegades 1 away from the reverse sweep and a rematch against Ground Zero in the finals.
I love this game. This is the greatest esport of all time. This is so much fun. How can you not sit here and watch this without the biggest smile on your face? Team looks like they're down and out, and somehow they claw their way back into it and make Renegades look like the underdog. It is insane.
Well, Cringe will now take their timeout going into game 7. Looking calm, but understanding how much is on the line here. Understanding they want that finals performance, that finals presentation so much. And the thing is, like, the reverse sweep energy, right? Everything is entirely on Renegade's shoulders. Cringe Society having to not think about the series, but only think about the one game they are about to play.
Right.
And how do you take on Renegades? You cannot think about the fact that you've had 4 opportunities now to win this.
Yeah, it's tricky because on one hand, you have to have a short attention span. You've got to forget about all 6 games that just happened. But on the other hand, you got to remember all 6 games that happened because you've got to figure out how you can counter everything that Renegades have done in the last 3 games. So it's a tough spot for Cringe Society, but just focus on game number 7 and how you're going to be able to get your offense started. Start there. Don't worry about stopping the Renegades on defense. Figure out how to get your offense going, because since game 3, it's been non-existent. Only 2 goals have been scored from them in games 4, 5, and 6.
And you can't think about that last goal in game 6 because, oh, that's a tilting one to have it send you into game 7. But for me, Subi, the puzzle piece that is missing that was present in the first few games was Drippe leading the offense. He takes the ball into the corner. I think we've got a good setup for Cringe Society. Game 7 in our semifinals. Hadn't played a game 6 yet today, and here we are on Champions Field. Cammy onto the backboard, looking for the double tap, and Drippe will clear it away. This game sends one of these teams into the finals against Ground Zero. Renegades looking to do it in incredible fashion. Deck in the corner. On the wall, Fever will get it away.
Incredible fashion for sure. I don't remember the statistic offhand, but it is definitely less than 5% of games have ever seen a reverse sweep in a best of 7, and CJ narrowly inside that corner. And oh my, both teams again back and forth. This looks so reminiscent of game 6.
Both teams have been playing, so the pace of play slowing down pretty significantly as the series went on. First game 4-3, easily the most gun-heavy game we had. Then game 2 to 2-1, and then so many 1-0 performances. Here is Drippe over the top, leading the offensive charge and getting goal number 1.
You asked for it, Wave, and he delivered. Just a little catch, a little carry over the entire defense of the Renegades, and Cringe Society on top. About 4 minutes left to go here in game 7.
They have been on top though, Subi. I believe in games 5 and 6, they scored first.
You are correct.
And yet we're not able to close it out. 1 goal right now should not be a comfortable place for Cringe Society fans. Fever's up for this one. Can he find Cammy on the far side? Tries to flip after this, but won't get it, and Drippe just takes the ball slowly on the ground. CJ will try to stall him out, but Jules is right behind him here. Drippe now leading the charge inwards, and he sets it up! Puts too much pressure on the back line. Jules has the net to shoot at. It's a 2-0 lead for Cringe Society.
Well, and who started it there, Wave?
Yeah.
None other than Drippe getting things rolling for Cringe Society. But Jules with a nice hard shot to get 2 to go. And speaking of 2, that's what the lead is for Cringe Society.
Things changing here. And with these goals coming before halftime as well, things starting to look more like the beginning of the series. Cringe Society were able to put constant pressure on. Here's Jules doing open net nearly. Has the shot. He has so much to shoot out there, but goes wide, keeps things close. CJ now across. Cammy's going to close on this one. Jules gets the block on him.
That was a tough one, and a good block at midfield, and Drippe with a backflip himself, but so much space was given that Jules is able to get in the attack in a pinch. And Drippe can't get a handle on that, or did he back pass that? The world will never know, but CJ coming in, get the offense started for Renegades.
Jules to the sky, Fever's off this one, looking for CJ on the far side, and Deca's going to try and cover him up across the goal and towards the box. Cammy makes the stop. It's the counter clear. Moving the ball in the other direction, but Cammy right on top of his teammate Fever there. The clear's coming through. Deca now up against Fever with CJ harassing him from behind. Still manages to get these ones through and onto the backboard. Here's the bounce. Jules up for it, blocked by 1. All 5, so many players crowding that box there. This Drippe's going to try, but misses on the wall, and then Fever misses the counter touch as well. So both teammates, or both players, expecting better out of each other. Whiffs beget whiffs here in game 7. 2 minutes left to go, though. And Renegades yet to get on the board.
Oh, man, they're having trouble getting out of their own half right now. And for the Renegades right now, you think that, oh, here we go. Oh, CJ got 1 defender to bite, but didn't make contact with the ball. But here he comes looking for a drop-down pass. A pinch comes out, and it's all the way downfield. And I'd really like to see the Renegades get a goal in the next 30 seconds for them to feel really comfortable about tying this up. And CJ almost finds that angle.
Man, that was such a good setup. Just slightly different angle. And we have a different ball game, but CJ now having to fall back. I mean, the first one of the ball. CJ on the outside. Takes it to the backboard, and Drippy's got it. Counter back into the midfield. Cammy just sends it to the goal, and Jules makes the stop. 1:15 left between Cringe Society and an appearance in the grand finals.
Oh, it's open.
Across the field of Fever, puts it off the post. Oh my, Cringe Society not even having to play defense on some of these drives. Fever to the outside for CJ. Jules is there to cover him up, beats him to the ball. It's up the backboard. Cammy is in such an awkward spot. Deca puts the pressure on him as we go to the corner. Jules falls back, leaves space for Drippe. Driving this one down on offense. He'll take the boost, leaves it hanging. Jules up for it. Flip reset off the ball. He'll chase it back to the corner. Oh! Nearly gets put in by the defenders. 38 seconds left. Renegades cannot get out of their halves. Things starting to fall apart after the valiant drive back to Game 7.
They're going to have to throw the kitchen sink on this drive. They need a goal right here, right now, and Cammy going to slow things down. Oh, but Deca coming in at the last second to save the day. And 15 seconds ago, 2 goals. It looks like we have our grand finals all but set.
Oh, and with that touch, it goes back to midfield. 7 seconds left, and CJ's taking so much time to get this one out. Drippe will shut him down. 3 seconds left. No way to score 2 goals. Renegades tried so hard, got us back to Game 7, but no. Cringe Society will finally close the deal, and they'll face Ground Zero in the game in the finals.
Oh, what a fun series. Wave and Renegades brought everything that they have, and you can see the despair. CJ, head in his hands, but keep that head up, young fella, because you guys played your hearts out, and there is nothing to put your head down about that performance.
Man, what a day. What a game. What a series here, and you feel for Renegades' heartbreak here in Game 7. When you lose in Game 4, you kind of would just say, well, that was it. But Game 7, you really started to believe again. Renegades not able to close it out here, but better luck next time to them. We'll see how it goes. 1 match left to play, though, Subi. Ground Zero versus Cringe Society will be your grand finals here for the OCE Major. We'll have that right after the break.